Hello everybody, it's Ghost Aquariums here again. Wanted to have a little bit of a talk today, that's why I actually got in front of the camera instead of doing my shorts videos and stuff like that. Although my short videos tend to rate better than my longer ones. Even if I do a long short one, they seem to like it. So what I wanted to talk about is, I'm going to take the camera in a minute, we'll go and have a look. I have this huge system over here that runs all my goldfish. Predominantly, they're not all got big 500 litre tub here with my Blackmore colony. That tub there is actually waiting for babies. Yeah, my Ranchu in there. Other than that, we've got pearl scars, we've got yumbels, we've got tricolours, we've got arandas, all in there. Plus, it's all linked to these tubs where I breed in white tubs and float them in there. As I said, we'll have a look in a minute. Then when they get old enough, they get tipped out into the green tubs, because if I do it too early, the fry will go down through the system and get eaten. So then I'll tip them out into there, and then we could do a bigger video on this. If you comment and tell me if you want to, how the possession of the fry to growing up goes. But yeah, so they go from there, they'll go down into the grey tubs, and then when they get big enough, they'll get put in 4-foot ones or bigger 500 litre ones like this out in the grow out area. As I said, we could have a look at that in another video if you choose. But what I want to talk about, the pros and cons of having a big system like this. To me, I have had a disaster. I lost about $7,500 worth of fish. And it wasn't good not to come home after a week away. In the old days, I used to run the shed off lead acid batteries, and if you could believe, one of the lead acid batteries burst. Now, as you know, acid, acidic, low pH. So what has happened, it went into the atmosphere, the smell of the acid, and then after a while, it just dropped down and settled on my water in the shed everywhere and crashed everything. I saved a lot, but I would say I saved 15%. I lost 85% of my stock. Took me a long time. I haven't got all. I used to have. Oh my goodness! I used to have celestial pearl danio. I mean celestial goldfish. I had so many more different breeds, but yeah, a whole colony of just black ranchu, whole colony of just black arandas, colonies of pandas, tricolours, you name it. It was heartbreaking, but I never ever thought that I would just say, that's it, I'm throwing it in. I got back on the horse. I have had a bit of a disaster. If you want to look at the last shorts I just done, I've nearly lost my Ranchu colony because they got all caught up in the weeds. I thought it was great coverage for them, but they're poor swimmers. It didn't work, and that hasn't ended well. That's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm going to grab this camera, and I've got a little notepad just to give myself some little prompts. The first thing is obvious. With a big system like I've got, if you get a disease. Right, this is the big system I got. If you get a disease, it's not going to go where. There's the swell filter, biofilter, and the sump. And it all basically, I only just got to open the valves and turn the pump on, and it pumps around and pumps the rest all out through to the garden, down the pipes there. Beautiful fish in there. Every now and then, what I will do is take the fish out of one and empty one totally, scrub it out and clean it. Then I'll refill that one back up, and that gives it about a 30% or 20% water change when I do. Let's go around the other way. these are the tubs that feed back in where the young go. So you'll have the mops go in here when they grow out, like they're growing out enough because they're black moors down there. They go in those tubs. There's pearl scales, yumbows, heaps of babies in here, and so then they'll get released out into here, and then so on, and then they go outside. But that's not what we're talking about. Once again, diversified. Here we go. Here's the big system with all the goldfish. The good points. Easy to do a water change. Easy to do a water change. Absolutely it is. Those tubs over there hold 500 litres down the bottom, and they just get pumped straight in, and that allows me every couple of days to put 500 of dechlorinated water in, and then while I'm filling them back up, there's that much here, the chlorine can disperse. I'll do another 500, say, and that's 1,000 litres every few days, or at least once a week. Could do more. So that's easy. Breeding. Now there's 2 points. There's a good for breeding and bad for breeding point. One is because they're linked together and the water goes down through there, if you get one colony in each tub spurring on and getting going, all the hormones and everything goes through the water, and it tends to get everybody else moving as well. All right, and I just throw the spawner mops in there. I colony spawn. I just find it easier that people can more afford. So there's tricolours in there. There's a black. People can more afford an aranda than a tricoloured aranda. That's just the way the economy is now. So I let them colony breed at the moment. So the next thing is I can remove them. Sorry, that water spray's on. There's a yumbow. They're still chasing, actually. I took the mops out this morning. They're still chasing. Let's see if I can show you. We'll hold the camera. They'll come back around. It's strange, nearly 11 o'clock and they're still chasing, but she must have some eggs. I normally hand spawn the rest of those eggs to stop them chasing, or I put her in a tub on her own. So, yeah, so I can selectively breed, take out what I want. Right. A large biofilter. Having a large biofilter certainly helps. I need to make those pipes down the bottom a little bit bigger. They were too small when I done them, but I'd done them years and years ago. They need to be emptied out, all done, cleaned up, and new pipe work put in, so it actually draws out quicker. But that is a godsend because I can leave it alone for, hell, I haven't touched that for 2 years. It needs it. Feeding time, well, obviously you just see I walk along the back there and just throw food into there. It's just easy because they're all just there, I suppose. Large biofilter. What else are we doing? Now let's have a look at some bad points, because there's definitely some bad points. And I wonder if there's more bad than good. Still on the good side though, if you have them all linked in here like that, can you imagine doing water change, everyone singly, and have all the pipes singly, single biofilters, everything? So, white spot. You get white spot, it goes through it. But now, back on the good side, I use what's called, and I'm not sponsored by these, I'm just telling you because I found this is the best product. Iconet at Pets Domain. Okay? Most of my stuff comes from Pets Domain. I just lace all through here. Once I get white spot in there, or if ever, I've never lost a fish from there. Not in the last few years, I haven't, or ever since I had that disaster. Because I just smash it all through the system that kills everything. And what I do is I wait for 2 days. I'll do a few big water changes. Then I'll smash it again. And please don't discount. I think it's absolutely one of the best things for fish tank or fish keeping is this right there. Methylene blue. Because methylene blue will kill white spot too. It kills fungus. Now, then we've got other parasites. I do try to feed my fish a lot of garlic in their food, which helps keep away parasites, and it's easier. You can just throw a clove of garlic in there and they'll play with it and run around with it. Or you do buy some food that's got garlic in there, or I do sometimes put, which I've done some fry food recently, and put garlic powder in there. If you have a fault with your biofilter, well, you're in trouble. But I'll leave that alone. I'll just tell you that's the fact. If something happens there, you got trouble. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I think that's nearly done. You see, they still chasing that girl there. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this video and the pros and cons about having a big system. I prefer it like this here. I put a pump in here and pump some water out. And if you can see that outlet there, all that is this one here. If I open this valve and I'll fill it up, and this one here, I open this valve and put a pipe on it, drops down in there, and I empty that out. They are both due, the round tree. Now I have to singly do those. I put a pump in there and it goes into that overflow and goes out into the garden, both of them, and then I have to fill them up. But if I'm going to do the big system, I open those valves, I open this valve, that's it. That is done. I used to be able to, I've got big pipe work down there that it goes to with little holes in, and there's some valves that go down and run that pipe there. But if you open that up, it's fantastic because all the gunk goes straight out. It pours out. It's a 2-inch pipe. But I went and put these tubs in front of it. And it's a nightmare getting it out. And I've got to crook back and it's no good for me. All right, that's a bit of a look at things. So remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want a bigger video on what I do with my fry and how I do it, it goes in about 3-4 stages. Hit me up in the comments. I'm not going to bother doing it if people don't want me to do it. And hope a few people watch this one. And I'll see you in the next one.